Hi all, Unready here. Now this time I thought instead of staring at my ugly mug for the whole video, I thought I'd put something nice in the background. So I hope you enjoy some Total War Warhammer 3. So if you've been paying attention to the YouTuber drama space recently, there's been a lot of talk about the YouTuber Vaush. Now, just a quick catch up for those of you who aren't aware, Vaush had a little mix up on stream the other week where he showed off some, let's just say, interesting materials on his computer accidentally. I'll let Vaush himself say a little about the contents of the leak.
Pretty fucking embarrassing, to say the least. So there I was, streaming a few weeks ago, browsing a men's fashion site. I wanted to look at an image more closely, so I right-clicked to open the image in a new window, but then accidentally instead clicked the Save As tab in the right-click drop-down menu. Now, because I am, as has been extensively demonstrated in this video, a fucking idiot, my preferred strategy for keeping my desktop clean is to keep a single big folder called To Be Sorted, where every image, document, music file, whatever I happen to download gets sent. This is an insane thing to have as a live streamer, but, you know, there you go. It's me. So I hit Save As, and a half second later, a preview window of the folder and its contents popped up on stream. And now, of course, that folder had porn in it.
Yeah, so he accidentally showed off a folder of his porn on stream. What he didn't mention was that one of those images that was shown off was from a genre of Japanese drawn pornography called lolicon. And I'll let you Google that for yourself in case you don't know what that is. Now, because of the nature of that image, the internet has gotten very angry at Vaush and is trying its best to cancel him. Drama channels such as H3H3 and Willie Mac Show alike have flocked to the controversy like sharks in a feeding frenzy, and these channels have done hit piece after hit piece against Vaush. But frankly, watching all of this drama unfold, I was extremely confused. I don't think that this incident is reason to hate Vaush, and I certainly don't think it is enough reason for the firestorm that has resulted. But fear not, this is not a video defending Vaush and saying what a poor misunderstood soul that he is. Because I think there are perfectly good reasons to hate Vaush, one of which is far worse than anything he showed off in that folder. There was a certain incident which took place a little while ago which really takes the cake as the worst thing Vaush has ever done on stream, as Lonabox so eloquently explains here.
Is that, I don't know, maybe this is my personal morality, but I think if we're talking about damning things that Vaush has done, I'd say the two worst things are, the worst thing is probably the Poppy thing, right? That's probably the worst thing, because that was like an actual person who got like harmed by that. And then it's also, the other one would be, I guess, like the kind of, to me, the worst thing, one of the worst things I saw outside of the Poppy thing was that English woman who he decided was a fucking turf and started calling her a bitch and saying that she was a pick-me who wanted to be like sexually harassed and shit. Remember, because she was wearing the fucking skirt and stockings? That was probably, I think both of those are fucking a million times worse than the folder.
So, I want this video to serve two purposes. For those of you who are upset with Vaush, I want to further elaborate on this incident with the English girl, as Lonabox puts it, and explain why this is the real reason why you should be upset with him. And for those of you who are Vaush defenders, I want to give you the context as to why no one is rushing to defend your internet daddy. Vaush likes to constantly invoke context all the time as if it will shield him from accountability. Seriously, it's a bit ridiculous.
The full context from context, video context. There's the context of wrong, you know, context.
So I hope this video provides some of that sacred context that they so crave, and lets them know why people are upset with the big V-Man. So, before we get into the juicy bit, who is this mysterious English girl that Lonabox speaks of? Why, that is none other than the Authentic Observer, or Galatea. She runs a channel here on YouTube focused on media analysis and criticism, examining books, films, and TV. quite a lot of her content is focused at examining content through a feminist lens. On the 29th of March 2023, Observer uploaded a video called The Desecration of Femininity. Now in this video, Observer gave her opinions on how femininity was represented in current media. Now I won't get into exactly what those opinions are, as they would take a whole video all to their own to fully explain. And during this video she spent about 6 minutes discussing the then recent argument that Vaush had with J.K. Rowling on Twitter. Now put a little pin in that, we'll come back to it later. In this discussion, Observer lamented on how Vaush was so popular and was supposedly a feminist, despite not really living up to that reputation in practice.
But enough to be a pattern. Which brings me to one of the other things that happened that I did also want to discuss in the video, because I think it illustrates my point fairly well. I'm really putting my foot in it now, but I can't seem to help it. The whole Vaush J.K. Rowling fiasco so perfectly demonstrates what I'm talking about. Vaush, sweetheart, what's the matter? Darling, I'm very concerned. This is troubling behaviour. Vaush, I don't care. So, as everybody probably already knows, he and J.K. Rowling got into a bit of a spat on Twitter, so much so that it made headlines. And his responses, coming from a self-proclaimed women's rights advocate, were strange. First off, I just want to say, how the fuck has Vaush, Mr. I see no arguments against child pornography and it's possible for an adult and a child to have a sexual relationship that benefits the child? He's also made some questionable statements about wanking off to young girls. I also heard he has an obsession with horsecock, and I don't even want to know more details about that one. That guy, how is he less controversial on the left than J.K. Rowling? Someone's really gonna have to sit down and explain to me how the fuck he became a feminist icon, because I am confused.
Now following on from this, in late May 2023, when Vaush got sent this video to watch on stream and react to, he pulls it up and is immediately extremely confused by what he sees.
Alright, what is this?
But enough to be a pattern. Which brings
Who the fuck is this? The authentic observer. Do I know this person? Who is this?
me to one of the other things that happened.
And Vaush then goes on to respond to Observer's video like so.
Rowling fiasco so perfectly demonstrates what I'm talking about. Vaush, sweetheart, what's the matter?
Okay. If anyone, hold on, real quickly. If anyone makes an expression like this at the camera at any point, it's legally okay to be sexist towards them. I'll be taking this information to heart as I move forward with this video. Gonna condescend to me? That's okay. I'm going to evoke several millennia of oppression against you. That's fair.
Darling, I'm very concerned. This is troubling behaviour. Vaush, I don't care.
Shut up, bitch. Stupid fucking bitch. She's such a Tory. Well, yeah, like, she's just mad, yeah. Maybe her female brain can't comprehend. Her neurons aren't firing fast enough. She's a pick-me. No wonder she's dressed like this. You know, couldn't some oh my god, I just realized she's wearing a fucking skirt with stockings. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, she just wants to live in Mad Men and be sexually harassed by, like, the fucking The Office boys.
Wow, every time I rewatch that, it never gets better. This is pretty indefensible, really. No easy defenses really hold up when it comes to what was said here. We can see from Vaush's confusion upon pulling up the video that he had no knowledge of who Observer was or her content, so this isn't the result of some beef he had with Observer previously. Additionally, this wasn't really a problem with any of her arguments, as Vaush didn't even watch the full video or start from the beginning.
I don't feel a need to watch from the beginning because I have no respect for this woman.
So overall, this is just really disgusting, misogynistic bigotry. Vaush just heard her talk negatively about him for a moment, and proceeded to absolutely lose his goddamn mind. Honestly, I think all this would also classify as sexual harassment. Like, if you said this to someone in public, to their face, I think you'd be able to take them to court for sexual harassment. Allegedly, in my opinion. However many legal disclaimers I've got to put there. So overall, I think this incident is far worse than anything related to that folder on Vaush's computer, or any past allegations around that same subject related to Vaush. as this actually has a victim involved, a real person who Vaush has said this disgusting crap about in front of thousands of people. That drawing on his computer or any arguments that Vaush has made in the past, as creepy and weird as these things are, they didn't actually hurt anybody in real life. So I think that we're operating on a different level of harm here. Additionally, Vaush has never actually apologised for this, by the way. In fact, as far as I'm aware, he's never addressed this publicly beyond the incident itself. Now, when this happened, I was shocked. Honestly, I was surprised that beyond a few channels who tended to dislike Vaush already, such as Destiny, no one really picked up on the story at all. So basically, Vaush got away with this scot-free. So if any of you need a reason to dislike Vaush, it should be this. Something really horrible and sexist that he never took any accountability for. Now, I know a lot of you will be bringing up the J.K. Rowling stuff, as Vaush did himself, and your arguments might mirror his, like in this clip here.
Oh, she's a TERF 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's right, she's a TERF. Therefore, Vaush can say anything he wants about Observer, no matter how awful or horrible. But no, I have to disagree on that. Responding to someone with a different opinion with bigotry is not the answer. It just lowers you to their level and makes you no better than them. Additionally, it makes you lose the moral high ground. And any arguments that you make, no matter how correct these arguments may be, they lose their credibility when they're paired up with such vile bigotry. If Vaush disagreed with Observer on her content or her political opinions, this is fine, and he is allowed to say that her opinions are stupid, idiotic, any number of things. But as soon as he makes the problem about Observer's gender, he reveals himself as a disgusting sexist pig. Now, what further damns Vaush in this situation is that this is not a new pattern of behaviour for him. Vaush has a long history of attacking women he disagrees with publicly using sexist language. A good example of this can be seen with the whole J.K. Rowling incident. Now, J.K. was going on her usual transphobic screeds on Twitter, and Vaush didn't agree with her anti-trans opinions, and he said the following tweet to really express that. Okay, that's a good start. Nothing really objectionable. I've heard many people online and in person echo a very similar thought. But then he goes completely off the rails with the next tweet. Yikes. And then JK responds with this. So overall, Vaush squandered a good point by utilising sexist language. Again, if he disagreed with JK on anything she has said, God knows that I do, his first tweet would have been perfectly fine to express that. But as soon as he carries on, he crosses the line. It doesn't matter how awful JK's anti-trans opinions are, as she doesn't deserve this kind of language being used against her either way. No one does. We can disagree and still be civil with each other. Another example of Vaush's bigotry can be seen from his interactions with Anna Kasparian from the Young Turks. The two had numerous disagreements regarding certain domestic American politics such as homelessness in 2023. This led to Vaush going on multiple unhinged sexist rants about Anna and implying that the reason she had bad opinions was because she was a woman.
Anna Kasparian. Kind of being a Karen here, TBH. I guess that kind of is a substitute for woman in some contexts. And get a little sexist. I don't care. It's just Anna's really been bothering me, man. I'm not over that. And now she won't talk to me. And that's fine. That's her right. It just makes her a bitch. Anna's being a low IQ child. All of her progressive activism, its sincerity, and frankly, its like intent is being called into question by the sheer fucking retardation of the shit she's saying right now. It's genuinely baffling. I don't have a logical explanation. I don't think it's financial. I think that we're having an honest to God, you know, I'd say it to anyone else, and I'm not going to treat her differently. White woman moment. I think we're having a white woman moment. I think we're having to call the police in the park because we see a black person. Minor inconvenience changes your politics. Join the neighborhood watch kind of white woman moment. Soccer mom, white woman moment. That's what I think we're having.
Again, absolutely disgusting misogynistic drivel. Unlike the other two examples, Vaush even knew Anna and had interacted directly with her before, as TYT had him on stream at least once around the time that this happened. So honestly, I think this is even slightly worse than the previous two examples, as Vaush knew the person he was smearing so publicly. They weren't just a face on a screen, they were someone that he had talked to. It just kind of makes it worse. So all in all, based on these three examples I've covered today, I think it's pretty clear to most of you that Vaush is a misogynist who has some serious issues with women. And all of this, well, it's just the tip of the iceberg. There've been even more things in the past that Vaush has done that I don't really have the time to cover here for the sake of brevity, but the bottom line is, if you are going to hate Vaush, hate him for something that he did that is actually bad, rather than all this silly folder stuff. And for the Vaush defenders out there, this is why no one is leaping to defend your internet daddy and make excuses for him, because Vaush has already showed most of us who he is, a disgusting misogynistic bigot. And when you hear that the sexist pig asshole has apparently done some more awful stuff, not too many people are going to be rushing for their keyboards to defend him. Anyways, I hope I've given you all something to think about at the very least. This is Unready, have a good day, and I will see you next time.